Okay, hello students, good evening. Okay, we'll start with our continuation to the previous class topic. Okay, in our previous class, we started with the functions and we have seen different types of functions. Okay, we have seen how to use the functions as the parameters, passing a function as a parameter to another function, and functions as a argument to the another function, and writing the inner functions in the another functions. And we have also seen two types of parameter passing in the functions, like pass by value and pass by reference. Pass by value, it doesn't affect the formal argument with the actual argument, and pass by references, it affects the formal argument and actual argument. Okay. So next we will see the what is a formal argument and what is the actual argument. Formal arguments are the arguments which are created within the function definition. That is, in the function definition, in the place of a parameters of the function, whatever the variables are created, okay, those are called as the formal parameters. Okay, the parameters which are passed as input to the function are called as the actual arguments. That is, whenever you are calling the function, whatever the variables you are passing to the function, okay, those are called as the actual arguments. Okay. Okay, with the difference of these formal and actual arguments, we have different types of formal arguments in the Python. Okay, we can define the different types of formal arguments. Actual arguments is similar. Either we can send the values or we can send the variables. Okay, but in the formal arguments, we have four types. Okay, so these two are the formal arguments. Okay, these are the formal arguments, and these two are the actual arguments. Here we are calling the function, and here we are defining the function. Okay, so now we'll see the different types of arguments. Okay, so the arguments are: one is positional arguments, second one is keyword arguments, third one is default arguments, and fourth one is variable length argument. These are the four types in the Python to specify the arguments. Okay, next. So positional arguments. Okay, positional arguments are the arguments, the order in which they are defined. In the same order, you can pass the values to the function. Okay, those are called as the positional arguments. For each and every argument in the function definition, we have the position for the argument. S1 is first position and S2 is second position. Okay, so whenever you are calling the function, okay, the first value is directly sent to the first positional argument, and second value is sent to the directly to the second positional argument. Okay, so whatever the order the arguments are specified in the function, in the same order the values are copied to the formal arguments. Okay, this is called as positional arguments. And in the keyword arguments, okay, here we can use the name of the formal parameter in the while calling the function. Okay, so keyword arguments is nothing but the argument name is the keyword that we can use in the function calling. Okay, say for example, if a function is declared as a grocery is a function name, and they are the two parameters item and price. Okay, and while calling this grocery function, I want to use like this. I can use like this. This item is the first parameter name, and for that I am assigning a value sugar. And the second parameter name is a price, and for that I am assigning a value 50.75. Okay, this is specifically you are mentioning the parameter name, formal parameter name, and the related value for the parameter. Okay, so that the value is directly sent to that particular parameter only. Okay, sugar is assigned to the item and 50.75 is assigned to the price. Okay, so here there is no restriction of the order of the parameters. Either we can write the price first and then the item, or you can write the item first then the price. Okay, okay, because here we are directly specifying the parameter name, so we can write in any of the order and we can assign the values. Okay, this is called as keyword arguments. Okay, this is the example. Okay, we created a grocery function with item and price, and we are displaying those values in the function. And one time you are call the function with the item first and then price, and in the second call we pass the first price and then the item. Okay, this will be the output. Okay, next default arguments. Okay, the arguments which are used with the default value, that is in the formal arguments you can mention the some value as the default value for some arguments. Okay, those are called as the default arguments. Okay, so this is the argument price. We are given the default value as the 40. Okay, that is whenever you are not passing any value to the this price variable, then it takes the 40 as the value for that. Okay, if you are passing the value, then it takes the passed value. Otherwise, it considers the 40 as the default value for the variable. Okay, generally in any language, whenever you declare a variable, it by default it has the some value. As in the same way here, we can create a formal parameter with our required default value. And this default value specification, you must be start from the right to the left. Okay, so you must start from the last argument, and you can move it to the left side. Okay, after specifying a default value for the price, you can go for the price item with the default value, and like that. Say if I have a function, say for example f, and I have a variables like a, okay, a b c. Okay, and you are giving a default values for the variables as c equals to 1, and then you are giving a equals to 2. Okay, this is not allowed. Okay, so because you cannot leave the middle variable without any default value, you need to continue the order from the right to the left. Okay, then only you can give the values. Okay, you can specify the default values. Okay, whenever you want to give the default value for the c and a, then you need to give the b also with some default value. Okay, then only it is allowed. Okay. Okay, this is the one of the restriction that we have in the default argument specification. Okay, and next we have a function like this grocery. Okay, with the two variables item and price. Price is assigned with the default value 40. Okay, so here displays the item and price. Okay, first you are calling a function with the item equals to sugar and price as the 50. So sugar is assigned to the item and 50.75 is assigned to the price. That is, it doesn't consider the 40. It takes a 50.75 as the price and you will get the same output. The second time, whenever you are calling the function, you are passed the only oil. So oil is assigned to the item and you are not passing a price. Okay. So it takes the price as the 40. 40.00 as the price. So for the second call, you get the output as oil and 40.0. Okay, so like this you can use the same function with a different number of arguments. Okay, with our two number of arguments and also with the one number of argument. Okay, okay, this is possible only with the default arguments. Whenever you want to use the function with a different number of arguments, then you can specify the sum of arguments as the default arguments. Okay, and here this is the output of this function. First sugar and 50.75, second output is oil and 40. Okay, next variable length arguments. Variable length arguments is nothing but, say for example, I have a function. Okay, I want to add the some values. Okay, I don't know how many number of values will be given as the input. Okay, the function should be used for 2 numbers, 3 numbers and 10 numbers, and should be used for 100 numbers. Okay, whatever the number of values I'm giving it to the function, it has to add all that numbers. Okay, for that type of arguments, we can create a variable length arguments. Okay, so for this, Python is providing us a special symbol for the argument, okay, as asterisk symbol. So whenever you create a function with the argument of asterisk symbol, okay, that argument is considered as a list. Okay, this argument is considered as a list. Okay, so that whatever the number of arguments you are passing to your function, okay, those all are assigned as a are created as a list and assigned to the args variable. Okay, that is all that values are created as a list and the list is given as a name as args. Okay, so here we have a add function. Okay, there are the two parameters farg and args. Sum equals to 0 for I in args, sum of the numbers. It is taking a one by one value from the list and adding to the sum variable. Print the sum plus farg, that is first argument. Farg is the first argument, args is the list. Okay, this is the one value. Okay, this argument is with the one value and this argument is with the multiple values. Okay, so it adds the list, it prints the sum value of the list and it also adds the first argument value. So now we are calling a function with the three different types. Okay, first is with the one value and next is with the two values and next is with the three values. So this first value is passed to the farg, that is first argument variable, and these are 10, 20, 10, 10, 20, 10, 20, 30 are passed as a list for the args. Okay, so whenever you pass the 5 and 10, okay, it adds a 5 plus 10, so you'll get the output as 15. So whenever you pass the 5, 10, 20, 10, 20 addition is the sum, that is the 30 plus 5, first argument is the 35. Okay, and in the third call 10, 20, 30 is a 60 plus 5, 65. Okay, so first argument is fixed with the one value and remain second argument is you can give the n number of values. Okay, so like this you can call the a function with the n number of values without any restriction of the number of values. You can call the function. Okay, so these arguments are called as variable length arguments. Okay, in the same variable length arguments you can also create a dictionary. Okay, you can specify the different symbol for the dictionary and that will be called as keyword based variable length arguments. Okay, there you can pass the your required values with the their names of keys also, that is like you can specify a value and key for the value. Okay, those all are created as a dictionary and that you can use within the function. Okay, next we'll go for the next topic in the functions is the local and global variables. Okay, local variables are the variables which are used in a particular scope of the program are called as the local variables, and the variables which can be used throughout the different scopes. Okay, okay, within the different scopes, if you are able to access any variable, that is called as the global variable. Okay, so here in this we have a local variable example is this. Here I have a variable a. A is created in the my function. So this variable has a scope from the declaration of this variable to the end of the function. So outside this function, you are not able to access the a variable because it is deleted after this function. Okay, inside the function, you'll get the a value as 10. And outside the function, whenever you are trying to access the a variable, here you'll get the error. Okay, you are not able to access the variable. You'll get the error as name error. That is, the variable is not available in this scope. Okay. Next, for the global variable, okay, the variable which is created outside of any of the function, that is, which are created outside the functions. Okay, those are the global variables. Okay. So here a is with the 11 value. This is the global variable. This a variable is a global, and here I have another a variable within the function is a local variable. Okay, this is a local variable and this is available only within this function, and this variable is available throughout the our program. Okay, so whenever you print the a variable within the function, you will get the output as 10. Okay, you'll get the output as 10 because that is the local a variable value is 10. You'll get the output as 10. Okay, so next, whenever you print outside the function the a variable, here it acts as the global variable, so you'll get the value as level. Okay, so